Hey you guys, it's Tara Wagner from theorganicsister.com, and I am going to be 30 pretty soon. And I know for a lot of women that's kind of a big deal, and it's kind of like the point at which they sort of freak out a little bit. Justin just turned 30 and he definitely had that. He really struggled with this idea of aging, and I guess it's not bothering me because I hit that place instead of at 30. I actually hit it at 25 when I realized I was in my mid-20s, and it hit me like a ton of bricks, this idea that I am a mortal person and that I'm going to die soon. And it cracks me up now because, you know, death and aging is such a part of our lives. It has always been a part of our lives. We have never not experienced, you know, life ending. It's a natural part of life, and yet at the same time we're all kind of freaked out about it, and we all dread it, and you know, it hurts. You know, if we lose somebody, obviously there's a loss there, but there's such a fear there that I would think at some point in our history we would have come to a place of acceptance that we are born and we grow old and we die. And you know, when I hit that place at 25, it was terrifying. It was terrifying to suddenly not see life as, I don't know, you know, you're a teenager and death is not a part of the picture. You feel immortal. You do crazy ass things because you don't feel that mortality, right? And I remember the first time I really felt that was when I was a mother, and I suddenly realized, like, oh my gosh, this is what everybody means by, you know, you could hurt yourself. But then when I hit 25 and I realized aging is going to happen, I was in such a place of fear and desperation and pain. And thankfully, I did the one thing that I often didn't do then, that I still sometimes forget to do. I sat in meditation with it, and I prayed about it, and I asked for some sort of guidance. I asked for a wisdom. I asked for the ability to come to a place of acceptance over what is, because this is what is. We will age. We will eventually die. And I wanted to feel okay with that. So I was sitting in meditation and I was just asking for this bigger awareness. I was asking for an understanding. And in the meditation, I suddenly had this vision, and it completely changed my life. It changed my perspective of aging to such a huge degree that I am so excited to be 30. Someone the other day said, what are you, like maybe 33, 34? And I was like, oh, they think I'm older than I am. Like, that really felt good to me. It didn't freak me out at all. It felt like a beautiful thing to be seen as somebody older than I was. Like, maybe, you know, there's more experience there, there's more wisdom there. It was such a beautiful thing because of this vision that I'd had in meditation that had completely changed my perspective of aging, of getting older. And now I cannot wait until I get my first gray hair. Like, I look all the time. I don't know if it's because I have dreads and I'm just not seeing my first gray hair. It's really starting to frustrate me because everybody else is getting their gray hairs, and I'm like, oh, I'm the one person that wants gray hair and I can't have it. Like, I have no issues about having wrinkles. I have no issues about growing older because of this vision that I had in meditation. So I felt really strongly. I had heard a conversation not too long ago that was just totally wrapped up in fear and pain over aging, and I just felt strongly that I wanted to share this vision. Now, I want you to understand that when you're in meditation and you have a vision of something, when you try to describe it, it does not sound the way that it feels, because when you are in that place, you are so beyond words. You are beyond a human comprehension. You are sitting in something that is both a part of you and so much bigger than you. And I'm going to put into words something that is not going to make a lot of sense to some of you. To some of you, it won't feel powerful, but I want you to understand when you're in that place, it is powerful because you feel it in every fiber of your being. You feel it, you clear down to your bones, you feel it in every cell, it is just a part of you, and it becomes truth, and it shapes your life. So I'm going to share my vision, but I want you to know that if this doesn't make sense to you, and that if this is an issue that you're struggling with, you can also sit in that same place of stillness and ask for the same thing, and you will receive it. Ask and you shall receive. You will receive the wisdom or the understanding that you need to be able to move forward out of fear or out of pain. So as I'm sitting there, I want to paint the picture. I'm like, it was my 25th birthday. I was totally depressed. I was dealing with all of this, oh my gosh, I'm getting older, I'm gonna have gray hairs, I'm gonna have wrinkles, you know, what am I gonna have to offer? Like all this stuff that just sounds so ridiculous to me right now. But if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna pray about this, I'm gonna meditate about this, I'm gonna find an answer. So I'm sitting in the bathtub, and I'm not, if you know me, I'm not a bathtub person. I don't like to sit still for a long time. So you can probably understand where I was by the very fact that I was willing to just lay in the tub, right? Like that's how just, I was feeling. So I'm laying in the bathtub, and I am just sitting there, and I'm breathing, I'm focusing on my breath, and I'm allowing the question to come up inside of me. What is the answer to this? How can I feel at peace with this? And in that stillness and in that question, I had this image come to my mind. My eyes are closed, and I saw this little tiny rosebud, and it was beautiful, but it was tiny and it was closed. And as I saw it begin to grow, I saw it begin to open. And as it was opening, it was changing and shifting. But as I was seeing this rosebud, I understood that I was seeing myself, and I was seeing my aging process. I was seeing my youth, which is seen as something beautiful, but I was seeing myself as being closed. I hadn't opened myself up to all of the world yet. Neither had I hadn't opened myself up to what the world was offering me, but I hadn't opened myself up to what I was offering the world. So I was watching this rosebud open, and I was seeing so much energy and vibrancy and love from it. And then slowly I began to watch this rose begin to age, and the edges were drying and petals were falling, and I was seeing so much beauty in that, because as this rosebud had grown and begun to open, as it was opening and then beginning to shed, it was as if I was seeing myself beginning to give to the world. And I was leaving behind something, and as these roses or these petals began to fall, and I saw myself aging, and I saw myself dying, I saw, I'm getting chills and I want to cry, I saw what I was leaving. That we are a part of this world, that we come into it so small and so closed, and we are beautiful in that space. But we get more and more beautiful as we begin to open, and we get more and more beautiful as we begin to share. I'm sorry, I'm an emotional person, and I love that about myself. We get more and more beautiful as we leave a legacy on this earth. And what I saw was that I had the opportunity to grow and to learn and to take what I was learning and to take every moment of my life and to turn it into my legacy. And that I wasn't just going to leave a legacy for my family. I was leaving one for my son, but I was leaving one for my grandkids, for my great-grandkids. And I was leaving one for anyone else that comes into my life, whether they were friends or family or just people that I had the honor to know. I was leaving a legacy. I was not dying. I don't even have a word for it because it was so far beyond words. But I was still here, and just in a different way. And this entire process of getting older, I could see myself into my 30s and my 40s and my 60s and my 80s, hopefully, because I want to have that much to share. I want to have that much to give. And I saw myself through all of those years collecting everything around me, collecting the sunshine and the rain and giving it back to the world around me, leaving a legacy for life. And now, because I had that vision, because I felt that understanding, I am so excited for every day I get to live, for every day I get to age, because I'm learning more and more. As I am 35 and 45 and 72, I am going to have left a legacy on this earth if I so choose. I can choose not to leave a legacy. I can choose to remain tight because I feel like this is where the beauty is. I can choose to focus on the outside of me. I can choose to focus on what I feel is beauty and youth and value. Or I can open myself up to something bigger, and I can impact the world with my life, with who I am. And that feeling that the more I offer the world, the more I live, the more I continue to live even after I die. I cannot explain it in words the way I felt it, but I felt it so deeply that I cannot wait for every gray hair that I have, because it shows me every day that I fully lived. I cannot wait for wrinkles around my eyes and around my face, around my mouth, because it shows every smile that I've had. I cannot wait. I already have wrinkles on my forehead from worrying, from thinking deeply, from feeling frustration, because those are the stories of my life that I have experienced. I cannot wait for all of that because it is a part of my life and I get to live it every single day. I am not aging. I am opening, and I am sharing everything that I experience with the world so that I can leave something behind, something more than just the way I looked, something more than just simply how much money I made or how hard I was able to work or how successful I was. I am leaving something that will last generations, and that is so exciting to me. I am so looking forward to my 30th birthday, to my 43rd birthday, to my 77th birthday. I am looking forward to every single day that I get to live because it is exciting for me. It's exciting for me to learn and experience everything I get to experience, and it fulfills me on such a deep level to take that and offer it back into the world. I hope this has helped some of you, and again, you can sit with this own question yourself and you can have your own understanding that is beyond words, and you can try your best to explain it to everybody, and it may not make sense, and that's okay, because this is exactly what we get to experience. Thank you for being here and experiencing this with me.